The Supreme Court's ruling on tariffs is deeply disappointing.
A big relief to India, as the US Supreme Court on 20th Feb 2026 declared Trump's global tariff powers illegal. According to the White House, until a new executive order is signed, India will now pay only 10% tariff to US.
Today, I will sign an order to impose a 10% global tariff under Section 122 over and above our normal tariffs already being charged.
Big advantage for India, as prior to Supreme Court's ruling, under the recent US-India trade deal, India was paying 18% tariff to Trump. India's patience in dealing with Trump's mood swings has finally paid off.
The thing that really worked, that really stands out, is our maturity and patience. We dealt with it very maturely. There was no chest thumping. There were no unnecessary sound bites, none whatsoever, in terms of that. We just kept quiet and we went on with the job.
However, Trump is not at all happy watching countries slip away from his tariff grip.
Foreign countries that have been ripping us off for years are ecstatic. They're so happy. And they're dancing in the streets, but they won't be dancing for long, that I can assure you. I assume to protect other countries. This must have been done to protect those other countries, certainly not the United States of America, which they should be interested in protecting. That's what they're supposed to be protecting.
Donald Trump took the US Supreme Court's decision to curb his authority to impose global tariffs very personally. He called the ruling deeply disappointing, expressed shame towards certain justices, and labeled them unpatriotic, disloyal, and a disgrace, going all out in his criticism.
When in fact they're just being fools and lapdogs for the rhinos and the radical left Democrats. They're very unpatriotic and disloyal to our Constitution.
Although the Supreme Court's ruling provides temporary relief for India, President Trump shows no intention of sparing the country. He still wants to impose 18% tariff on India according to the Feb India-US deal.
Sometime soon. Yeah. Will that stand now? And on the decision,
changes.
Nothing changes?
No, nothing changes. They'll be paying tariffs, and we will not be paying tariffs. Our deal with India is they pay tariffs. This is a reversal from what it used to be, as you know. India, and I think Prime Minister Modi is a great gentleman, a great man, actually, but he was much smarter than the people that he was against in terms of the United States. He was ripping us off in India. So we made a deal with India, and it's a fair deal now, and we are not paying tariffs to them, and they are paying tariffs. We did a little flip.
The Supreme Court's ruling says it all. The US is walking back every impulsive move Trump made before.
And also the other thing is that, it shows that the last few months have not been great, in terms of an image to the US, much as I like the US, because I think, it is not a good thing where, based on just a whim, of a leader or a group of leaders, trade is held up, or policies are decided. It kind of a country as powerful as the US, one was getting worried in terms of, what is going on. And that is not a good thing. So overall, I think, as I said, Congress, not President, controls tariffs. I think that is quite clear from this ruling, number one. The US still takes separation of powers very seriously. And I think, that is very clear because, as you very rightly pointed out earlier, it's a 6-3 ruling. And given that there are a number of judges in the Supreme Court who are appointed by President Trump himself, who have gone against him, I think they have reasserted their independence as the judiciary, which I think is very powerful, not just for the US, but any rules-based democracy, whether it be the US or India or the UK or anywhere in the world, so which is a good thing, I think, both for the US and for the world.